Hello everyone, TrutherDave here. Just back doing another video, which is what I do. Just very quickly, very quick shout out to just a few random fans that I have. I've got so many, I just usually pick the first few that I see at the top of the list. So a big shout out to Paula B, Ms. Lamikins, Robert P, Peter Rabbit, Ted Edwards, Super Champion Rocker, and obviously many more, like about 200,000 more, but obviously I can't do all of them. I had a comment left actually by Ted Edwards, and he says, "Hope you haven't been sent to the gulag or wherever trigger channel makers have been sent. We'll keep looking on your channel for new downloads. All the best." I think what Ted is referring to is the fact that I haven't made a video for several weeks now, and it's quite good, it's quite apt that Ted has mentioned this now, because the reason I haven't made a video for such a long time is because I've actually been in a FEMA camp, and I'm probably one of the only few that have been in one and then released recently, to be able to just tell the story. And it's very important actually, because obviously, as all my fans know, I talk a lot of truth on my videos, and I tell you the things that you need to know about and be scared about. And obviously I just reiterate that you can't research those things really, because you don't have the resources that I do. So I do it for you, and it obviously puts my life on the line, and this is what has happened recently. But in America, I think everyone knows that Walmarts were being used as FEMA camps, they're being cleared out. And in the UK, where I am, it's just as important to you in the US to know this. It's very important. But just like Walmart's in the UK, it's Toys R Us stores that are being used as FEMA camps, because in the press at the moment there's lots of big stories about, oh, Toys R Us closing down sale and things like that. But that's not, well, they are closing down, but they're being closed to be used as FEMA camps. So that's what has happened to me. I'll do this in two parts. So just for this first part, I just want to let you know the important details what happened to me, and then obviously in other parts I can just say other stuff that isn't so important as this one. So what happened was, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was upstairs just playing on my Xbox, and Mum had gone to bingo, so it was just me in the house. And there was a massive, well, this was at night time, and there was a massive bang at the front door, which is downstairs because my room is upstairs, and it sounded like the front door was being smashed in, like literally, and it was the police. There was about 20 police came storming in, and they were like, and I knew there's the police because they were like, "Oh, police, get down, get the fuck down," and they were really rude about it, to be honest. And I wasn't sure who they were talking to, because I was the only one in the house and I was upstairs, so I don't think they were talking to me. But we do have a dog, and he's not very well trained, so they could have been talking to him, but they didn't hurt the dog. So they came storming in, and they were like, "Oh, where's TrutherDave? Where's TrutherDave?" And I was thinking, well, you know, what do I do? Because I've been preparing for this moment, because when your channel is as big as my channel is, and you have as many subscriber fans as I do, and you cover the amount of subjects that I cover, and you know the truth that I know, you're prepared that these things are going to happen to you. So I was thinking, do I defend myself and fight them, or do I just like say, okay, I surrender, you know, because I knew where they were going to take me, because I knew it was going to happen. So I did think about fighting them, and I probably would have won if I did fight them, but I didn't really want to do that. So then they came into my room, and I couldn't pause my game on the Xbox because it was online. It was on FIFA, the new FIFA, and I was winning, which made it more annoying. But they came in and they had all of the gear on, all the riot gear. So they had the helmets and the balaclavas and the visors and all the body gear, and had guns and knives. And that's when I realised I had to give up. But so they came storming in. I didn't even get a chance to say anything or like let the other person on the game know that I was going to go, and because they might have thought I rage quit, but I didn't. So anyway, so they threw me on the ground. They put a bag over my head, and that's basically the last thing I remember, because I think they might have knocked me out or stunned me or whatever. But anyway, the next thing I remember, I woke up and I was inside my local Toys R Us, and it was pretty much empty. Most of the things had gone off the shelves, and there were other people there, and we were all handcuffed. And it's just one big FEMA camp, and they kept me there for weeks. And they've just been making us clean it, stack boxes. I think I picked up an illness from them, the other people that was in there. So we were doing all that, so they're just making us work basically. And then every day throughout the weeks, like we'd do about 3 days of work, and we weren't allowed to see anyone. Mum didn't call to see how I was or anything. Because they also made us take vaccines as well in there, experimental vaccines, and it's made me pretty ill. Whatever it's for. I don't know what was in them, but they obviously weren't good for me. So every 3 days we would do work, and then every 4th day, one by one, we'd be taken to a room and we'd be interviewed, and they'd basically be asking us what is it we know. Like with me, they were saying, "Oh, TrutherDave, what do you know about the Anunnaki?" And I thought that was really good because I know a lot about the Anunnaki. So I was there for quite a long time on the interview days, telling them all about it. And then towards the end of my incarceration, I realised I probably shouldn't have told them so much. Like, I should have played it a bit cool, pretended I didn't know anything at all. But you live and maybe next time, live and learn. So that's what happened. And then after about the 4th week of being in there, obviously we were all getting really sick, and they were just basically threatening us, telling us, "Oh, don't keep telling the truth to people on your YouTube. Don't keep telling your subscribers all the things that you're finding out and all the research that you're doing. You need to stop." And it was basically because I was in there because I was such a threat to them. I was a threat to the establishment and the gatekeepers of the truth, the Illuminati families and things. And that's why they'd singled me out. So I don't know why all the other people are in there, because obviously me I can understand, but everyone else I don't really know, to be honest. So that's basically the important bits of it. So Toys R Us, that's what's happening. People all over the country, they're being literally kidnapped like I was from their houses. It doesn't matter whether they were in the middle of a game or not, they're still being taken, thrown into these FEMA camps, having information extracted from them, being experimented on with experimental vaccines that are making them ill. They probably implanted an RFID chip in me somewhere so they could see where I was at all times, which is usually on the computer anyway. So they could have found that out anyway. So that's about basically it. So that's why I've been gone so long. Then they said, well, okay, so you've been here 4 or 5 weeks now, so you can go but we are going to fine you as well. And if you don't pay the fine, then you'll have to come back to the FEMA camp. So basically, I've got my Patreon, I've got my TrutherDave radio, I've got my PayPal subscriptions, and I'm also starting a GoFundMe campaign to pay my fine, so I don't have to go back to the FEMA camp. And basically, all you have to do is just donate $100 if you live in America, or £200 if you live in the UK. So you donate that to me, and that will keep me. That means I can keep telling the truth, and it pays off the fine that they fine me with. So thank you for watching and donating. Thank you. And I shall see you on part 2 for more stuff, truth.
Out in the land where the flowers never grow, made of